Hello, Bulldog Gardeners. I hope you had fun learning about compost during our last lesson. Do you remember what nature's way of recycling is? I'll give you a clue. It begins with a D. That's right. It's decomposition. That was a really fun lesson with you all. So, have you noticed lately that the weather has been a little cooler? That's because it's fall. Can you see who is behind me? It's our friend, the fall scarecrow. Let's think back to our first lesson. We talked about climate versus weather. Remember, Oklahoma's climate pattern is warm in the summer and cool in the winter. And right now, in the fall, even though it is still pretty warm, it is the perfect time to plant cool season crops. Recently, I started to prepare our beds for fall planting. Let's take a look. And now it's right at the 1st of September, so it's time to harvest or gather in our crops so that we can prepare to change this bed over for cool season planting. So I am harvesting everything that's left here in this bed. There's a lot of eggplants and peppers. We've got bell peppers and banana peppers mostly. I'm gonna harvest the last of the banana peppers here. When we remove our plants to add our new plants, we need to add our compost. So I'm here to use our sifter and make ready some of our compost for use in our garden. So it's as easy as just get down and take a little of the compost, and we're going to transfer this over to our sifter. Once we get enough in there, let's see. Let's do a little bit more. When we sift, we take the compost and we put it through this mesh screen here, our sifter, and it takes out the amount that is too large to go into our finished compost. So this is what the sifter leaves in it, these larger pieces, and this is what we have for our finished compost, just perfectly ready. And go on down and add this to our garden beds. Okay. Bed 4 here, which had our melons and our edible sunflowers, I've already harvested and cleared out. So it is ready for us to add our compost and make sure our soil is prepared for our cool season planting. We had a lot of great warm season crops growing strong, but we know that those plants will not make it once the weather gets cold. And so we changed the environment in our garden to prepare for the cold weather. The plants we removed are those that don't like the cold weather. Another word for these plants is tender. Tender means sensitive. Tender plants do not grow well in cold weather. Here is a list of tender warm season crops: basil, celery, corn, cucumber, beans, cantaloupe, eggplant, lima beans, melons, okra, peppers, pumpkins, sweet potato, sunflowers, summer squash, tomatoes, winter squash, zucchini, and zinnias. Zinnias, of course, are a flower. Let's talk about what plants like to grow in the cool season. They are beets, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, cilantro, collards, garlic, kale, lettuce, onions, parsley, peas, potatoes, radish, salad mix, spinach, Swiss chard, and turnips. A word I have not shared with you yet that describes our cool season crops is hardy. When you say a plant is hardy, it means it can handle cold weather, and they can even live when it is freezing outside. All right, Bulldog Gardeners, I'm here by bed number 7, which is our hillside area. I've already been doing fall planting for us here. Some of our seeds are already sprouting. Now, when we plant, we either plant seedlings, which are young plants, or we plant seeds. Today, I want to talk about seeds. Here I have some of the sunflower seeds that we grew this past summer. All plants have a life cycle. That is their stage of life from birth through death. Seeds are a very important stage in the life cycle of a plant. These sunflower seeds contain the baby sunflower plants produced by the parent sunflower plants. Most of the veggies and fruit we grow in the garden produce seeds. Let's think about tomatoes and okra and watermelon. Can you see the seeds when you are eating them? Each and every seed has the ability to become a brand new plant. For this to happen, though, the conditions have to be exactly right. Seeds have a protective shell called a seed coat. The seed coat protects the baby plant inside the seed from growing before the conditions are just right. When a seed comes in contact with warm, wet soil, the seed coat softens and weakens. Once it cracks open, the baby plant inside the seed begins to emerge. I bet some of my gardeners from last year remember the name of this process. You guessed it, germination. Say it with me, germination. The process of a seed becoming a plant is germination. Once the seed opens and the baby plant inside the seed begins to grow, down goes the root and up goes the shoot. Once the shoot reaches the surface, it unfurls its leaves. Eventually, the plant produces a flower, a fruit, and new seeds. All right, Bulldog Gardeners, I'm here at bed number 6, where today we will be planting our sugar snap peas here against our trellis. Gardeners plant seeds in the soil by making a little hole. When gardeners plant, they use rulers. We measure how deeply we plant a seed. Most gardeners know how to judge depth by their fingers. I know my finger is a 1/2 inch long to here. So if I want to bury a seed a 1/2 inch deep, I can use my finger to measure. After we make the holes, we place the seeds in the soil. Then we cover the seeds with soil. We water in our seeds and let the sun warm the soil. Soon our peas will germinate. All right, Bulldog Gardeners, let's talk about your assignments for this garden lesson. Your activities for this lesson are to have fun sorting warm and cool season crops and to practice measuring. For your garden journal assignment, go outside and look for an example of a seed in nature. If you can't find a seed in something outside, perhaps you can look for seeds inside something in your kitchen. When you found your seed, draw a picture of it in your garden journal. Bye, Bulldog Gardeners. I hope you enjoyed your time in the school garden this week. It was so great to see you.
Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong.